Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones along with my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
I'm good, man. We have a new world champion, of course. Congratulations to Peyton Manning. Of course, you know what? It was a bittersweet Super Bowl, but we'll have opportunity to chop it up.
Yeah, I think it was a great Super Bowl, DJ. Either way, you know, Peyton Manning goes out on his white horse like everybody wanted him to do and played a good game, but I'm still just appalled. Not really. We'll talk about that later.
Excellent. And I know what you're talking about, Cam Newton. Now, everybody's been talking about it. It's over a week long, but you know what? Cam has set himself up to be talked about all offseason. We'll talk a little bit about how we feel Cam handled himself after the loss. Also, we'll have an opportunity to talk a little bit about the NBA All-Star Game because it is this weekend.
NBA weekend, live from Toronto. A lot of good things going on from the slam dunk contest, three-point, the challenge. It's going to be a great weekend. NBA does it great for fanfare.
And for our local high school basketball players, it's the region tournament playoff time. Of course, everybody's getting lined up, ready to play for the state championship. So all week long, of course, excellent opportunity to see our high school athletes play. All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
We love Legacy Chevrolet Cadillac of Columbus.
And fishing in Eufaula. And hiking in Pine Mountain. The racetrack in Phoenix City.
And all the soldiers at Fort Benning.
And you'll love these great deals. 0% interest for 72 months on all Chevy products. Or receive up to $11,000 in rebates on our 2015 Camaro Z28. And Legacy is offering up to $6,250 in rebates on all Chevy All-Star 1500 trucks. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Scott Sawyer with Diverse Power. Diverse Power wants our customers to enjoy all the benefits that reliable, consistent electric service provides. Our BPI certified technicians offer duct blaster testing of your HVAC ductwork to locate leaks. We also offer a full blower door examination that will qualify homeowners and home builders to meet the new Energy Code building standards. At Diverse Power, we offer innovation through vision, quality through service.
Its sleek design is mold breaking. Its intelligent drive systems, paradigm shifting. Its technology-filled cabin, jaw-dropping. Its performance, breathtaking. Its self-braking, show-stopping. The all-new GLC. Mercedes-Benz resets the bar for the luxury SUV, starting at $38,950.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. Super Bowl 50 is over and done, and we have a new world champion. Congratulations to Peyton Manning, John Elway, Pat Bowlen, and the Denver Broncos.
Really, man, the whole Broncos organization they did a great job, you know. Ended the game, you know, they started. People didn't see them doing it, DJ, but they won it. Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, those are my two MVPs. And, you know, like I said, they got after Tom Brady, and they sure enough got after Cam Newton.
Absolutely. And I know when you talk about the Broncos going into the game, you know, I say it was a bittersweet Super Bowl for more reasons than one. The sweetness of it was that Peyton Manning did get to ride off into the sunset. The sheriff ended on his terms. But the bitter part of it was, you know, the loss. We were all pulling for Cam Newton, and just about probably 90% of America was pulling for the Carolina Panthers because of the MVP, Cam Newton. But you know what? The game, the game of a lifetime was played by two linebackers that will always stand out in Super Bowl history from this point forward. And I'm talking about DeMarcus Ware as well as Von Miller, the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Really, DJ, they got after Cam Newton. I mean, really getting off on every start. You know, I was waiting for a different snap count, but these guys are wildly veterans. They're quick. They're aggressive. Really, they carried the Denver Broncos defense. I mean, their secondary was, they played good. Everybody played good on their defense. And again, you can go back and say this again. Defense win championships.
Defense, indeed. Of course, you can talk about the shortcomings of the Carolina Panthers from, the lackluster performance by Cam Newton, the balls that were dropped, some of the calls that were questionable. But more importantly, we haven't seen anybody get after Cam Newton like that ever. And again, to be sacked 6 times, to be hit over 20 times. I mean, this guy, he hadn't had it. You talk about we hadn't seen anything like Cam Newton before. We hadn't seen anybody play against Cam Newton like that before.
You know, you're exactly right, DJ. And, I could tell that the Denver Broncos defense had this quiet confidence really they wanted to make Cam Newton pass the ball because they know they had a superior pass rush. And that's what they did. I mean, really, I don't think the Carolina Panthers did anything different than what they did the whole season, trying to run the option. That didn't work. That wasn't working. And really, the Denver defense also did an outstanding job stopping the run, getting after the passer, and covering receivers. And I mean, they were in tight windows. And, you could see the lack of really offense other than Cam Newton from the Carolina Panthers. They just didn't have the receivers. They just didn't have that explosive player that they really needed in a big-time game like this.
Well, the consensus coming out of the game is that I've heard people talk about how boring the game was, but you know what? When you talk about a game that doesn't have explosive plays, or when you talk about a defensive-type game, most of the time, everybody wants to see scores. They want to see big plays. They want to see explosive plays. But you know what? We saw a defensive battle. Denver's defense was great, and of course Carolina's defense was even better. But I will say even better. But they were as good as well. But again, games like that when their defensive struggles, I guess most of the novice football fan don't appreciate a good defensive game.
They don't, DJ. But really, you can look at the stats over the last 11 Super Bowls when they said 9 out of 11 teams that had number one defense. They came into the Super Bowl with number one defense. They won. And really, defense wins championships. I mean, yeah, they might not be boring. They might not be fan-friendly. But at the same time, you're going to really have to have a big offense to beat a good defense. And, you got to be explosive. The Carolina Panthers didn't have any explosiveness, so they didn't have to worry about it. That's why Denver got even better and better as the game went along. Wade Phillips did an outstanding job with his game plan. Von Miller, what can you say about him? 2.5 sacks, causing fumbles. And you can actually say that the Denver Broncos defense scored 17 points. Not the offense, but the defense scored 17 points.
You're absolutely right. A lot of people don't realize Pat Bowlen, the owner, is going through some really serious illnesses pertaining to Alzheimer's. Of course, he stepped down several months ago from running the organization and gave pretty much total control to John Elway. And you know what? I feel a special sense of pride having the opportunity to play for the Denver Broncos back during the 87 AFC Championship season, our 88 Super Bowl team, Super Bowl 22. But Pat Bowlen is just an outstanding owner. Of course, John Elway was our quarterback at that time. Now he's reaping the benefits from a general manager standpoint, making all the calls, and, of course, surrounding himself with the top administration and the top coaching staff. Gary Kubiak was also John's backup, a teammate of ours at that point in time. So, you know what? I really feel good. I feel like somewhat of a part of that because, again, so many of those guys are there that were there when we were there.
Well, DJ, one thing I can say about the Denver Broncos organization, we don't hear about it a whole lot because of the domination of the New England Patriots organization. But really, when you start talking about Pat Bowlen, you start talking about John Elway, and then you put the Peyton Manning piece in there, Kubiak, all these guys, it seemed like a true family. And really, those things were molded and put in place for an ending like this. That's why I would say it's sweet. It's sweet for the Broncos to be able to do that way. They do have a good organization. Will Peyton Manning retire? I think this would be the great time for him to do that, but at the same time, they got a good quarterback waiting in the wings that really they need to probably bring on in, DJ, because they got a good enough defense to win with Osweiler.
Well, the parade was last week in Denver. Of course, there'll be plenty of parties for the rest of the offseason into the summer for the Broncos. But once again, congratulations to the Denver Broncos, Super Bowl world champs. When we come back, we're going to have an opportunity to talk a little bit about the MVP of the league, Cam Newton.
Sports Vision is sponsored by Aflac, Crown Royal, Express Motors, Diverse Powers.
Truth be truth, the will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
A smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And for anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Cam Newton, the lightning rod for the most part. Again, a sensational, phenomenal season. Just one of the most spectacular players that we've ever seen to play the position of quarterback. MVP of the regular season, 2015, coming into the Super Bowl. Just a dismal performance. And, of course, not having the opportunity to address the media as most people would like to see that. It's no secret by now, Cam sat down right after the Super Bowl and with the media, got frustrated, answered a few questions, one-word answers, got up and walked out.
I mean, really, if you that charismatic, you've been carrying yourself, as one of the best players in the NFL. You're the NFL MVP. You got to do better than that, especially in a press conference, the Super Bowl press conference. And I think really we already know that Cam is a sore loser. And we've all made our comments about him, all through the years when they do lose. And really at the same time, that was not the time for it, because really one thing, and that's why we say all that dabbing and all that high-fiving, we were trained and taught to give the football back to the official. And your teammates, you can go on the sideline, and your teammates, you can high-five, you can do your own thing when you go on the sideline. But at the same time, you don't want to do anything to kind of piss off your opponent. And I think he pissed off a lot of people, and these guys had an opportunity to get after him. But one of the biggest things you got to do, you got to be humble enough to go in a press conference and give your opponent credit when they beat you. That's how we were taught, to be humble when you win and be humble when you lose.
I don't think there's a bigger Cam Newton fan than I am. And again, I know he's just had a phenomenal season, and we've watched him since his days at Auburn. And again, what he's been able to do has just been spectacular. However, we do know that he dances and he skips and he gives balls to babies and he takes pictures with his teammates. To me, even though we weren't groomed or we weren't trained that way when we were brought up, I like that dynamic. It's a new culture of sort, because he is so different. He is such a dynamic guy, and he basically brought a new energy to this great game of the NFL. And again, my thing is this, I'm with all of that, but at the same time, you know what, when you fall, you have to be just as gracious and just as humble as you are when you win. If you're going to dab and dance, like you said, when things are going good, you know what? I expect you to sit there. Not that you have to, say a whole lot, but I expect you to do what you need to do after the game to make sure that you give your opponents their credit, their due credit. Because, again, by no stretch of the imagination did the Denver Broncos defense, did they play terrible. They were sensational. And, again,
right.
As I said earlier, I don't think we've ever seen anybody get after Cam quite like that. Just to give them due. He said something to the point of it wasn't nothing special. We had some passes dropped. I had some errant throws, whatever. I mean, but it was almost as if, you know what, Denver didn't have anything to do with this lackluster performance.
Well,
and then, again, you got to give it. One thing that I do know, and I heard Magic Johnson say this, and he was talking about Cam as probably most of the world has been talking since Super Bowl 50. Magic Johnson said, I've lost several finals, NBA final games, and I still was the last person to leave when the media at the end of the day. He said, I won some championships, but I've lost a lot of championships too. And, of course, you have to remain gracious, you have to remain humble, and you got to take the good with the bad. When everybody loves a winner, but when you're face a little adversity, that's when you find out the character of a man.
That's right. The key word there is character, DJ. And really, one of the biggest things is you got to learn how to flip things through. And really, if somebody beat me, and again, the way we were taught, you go walk across the field, you shake their hand. Y'all were better than us today. Not just all the time. Just today, you were better than us. And if you beat us, you did your best. But at the same time, when you got cameras and you are a role model, you are the new face of the organization, you are the NFL MVP, you got to come off a little better than that. You don't want to see an MVP player, a 26-year-old baby, kind of pouting and don't want to answer. That's when the time is to step up and show some character. And that's one thing I didn't like about it, because you could have did so much by giving the Denver Broncos credit. You would have got more respect from everybody in the league and around the league and the Broncos if you would have gave them the respect. These guys got after me like I had never gotten after before. They stopped me. I couldn't do anything. They suffocated me. When you say those things and you humble yourself, a lot of people, being humble and humility is great. But, if you're going to be so arrogant, you got to learn to be humble too.
For the record, and I know that we've been doing a lot of bashing and talking about Cam, but for the record, he did walk across the field and shake hands and wish Peyton Manning well. Of course, that was a class thing to do. But again, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done and you're sitting down with the media and they're asking you questions, whether they're questions that you don't want to answer or not, you still have to do what you have to. You have to be a professional.
You got to be a professional, DJ. And then this is just a thing, it's a lot of things go with fame, DJ. The press and the media, the paparazzi, all that goes with all the good that goes on. Because, again, I could see Cam wearing down as the week was. He was tired of interviews. He was tired of asking questions. He was just tired of that. But at the same time, when you have a Madison Avenue face and smile, you got to get ready. You got to be professional enough to go ahead and go through that, because, again, you got a lot of dollars waiting on you. I hope he doesn't lose any endorsements, because he's already probably made enough this year. But at the same time, you got to be aware and cognizant of you are an NFL professional football player.
Cam Newton, we still love you, buddy. Hopefully this will be a teaching moment for you, and you'll come back even better. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Philip Dabbit with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. We're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come see us at Express Motors, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Or give us a call, 334-384-9101. With hundreds of vehicles to choose from. In-house financing, the right vehicle at the right price for you. We don't want all your business, just yours. Come see us, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, or go online, www.expressmotorspc.com.
Departure, arrival, search, post, chat, check-in. New foods, new fun, new favorites. All right, new clients. Don't stop there. Explore, discover, connect, grow, celebrate, work, live, play. Breathe. At Hilton Garden Inn, we know you'll love our cook-to-order breakfast, first-rate amenities, and award-winning service. So count on us to give you all the ways to make the most of every stay. Hilton Garden Inn. It's better at the Garden.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. It's All-Star Weekend, which means it's the halfway mark of the NBA season. And I'm proud to report that the Atlanta Hawks are still leading the Southeast Division of the Eastern Conference.
I mean, in the Southeast division, yeah. I mean, they're playing real good, and they're right at 500, DJ. To get in the top 8, it doesn't really take that much in the NBA. I think they're going to be in the NBA, but they got to do some moving and shaking, player, to get this trade deadline done by getting some players. Couple of players anyway.
On the flip side, when you talk about the Golden State Warriors, these guys in 50 games, these guys won 46 and 4. And you know what? They don't look like they're slowing down. They won 41 straight home ball games.
That's big, DJ. And I think they play 82 regular season games. They might easily, DJ, can win 80 games the way they're playing. And I'm just like, okay, what if they don't come back as strong as they have been the first half? I'm like, that'll be unbelievable, because they got players from everywhere. They probably got the best shooting basketball team ever assembled in the NBA.
Yeah, of course, and they're going to assemble in Toronto here this weekend. And, the stars come out, not just the NBA stars, the celebrities from all walks of life, from the arts to music. I mean, you have the actors and actresses, everybody who's somebody in the world of entertainment in Toronto for the All-Star game.
That's right. You know, a lot of people say, you know, well, why go to Toronto? This is the first time that an international city has been the host of an All-Star game. And really, that's where the NBA is headed, DJ. You know, you look at the draft, go back 10, 15 years, they have been drafting a lot of players from international countries, and they're just as good as they are here in the U.S.
Don't be surprised if you see his teammates setting him up, of course, to be the leading scorer and the MVP of the All-Star game, because, you know, we've seen in years gone by how they can basically, the team, they can favor that if they want to. They can set it up and make sure that you get the shots. And, of course, the opponents, you know, they pretty much can open up the runway and let you do your thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kobe is not the MVP of this All-Star game.
Well, you know, I'm sure they're going to, it's something in stage for Kobe to be the MVP of the All-Star game. You know, the West has a symbol, a great team. The East has also. But I think really, you know, when you're a good ambassador and this is your last year, the NBA players always look at that, and I think it's a class act for them to kind of prop this guy up to be the MVP of the league for all the things and all his accomplishment he's made in the NBA.
Some of the other greats, of course, that we are looking forward to seeing, you know, Steph Curry, the new face of the NBA, of course. We talk about LeBron James, you know, he's going to do his thing. But, you know, just a plethora of guys that, you know, you just look forward to seeing from all over the country.
All over the country. You know, I think the West is kind of stacked, DJ, you know, with Steph Curry. You know, you got Kobe, you got Durant, you got Westbrook, you got all these guys, man. The Kawhi Leonard piece, and I think he's underrated and probably is going to end up being that person to take the torch of Kobe Bryant. But I think for as the West is concerned, I think the West is loaded. The East is too also, you know, when you talk about D-Wade and Carmelo and those guys. And then the Eddie George piece, Paul George, excuse me, coming back from that, you know, horrendous leg. When he broke his leg, he came back. He's got to be the comeback player of the year. So it's going to be an interesting All-Star game, and it's always fan-friendly, exciting, concerts, music, celebrities. You name it, you'll see it in the NBA All-Star game.
Well, we have to talk about this before we stop or go to a break. The NBA slam dunk competition. Now, again, I know it's nowhere near what it used to be, but for the sake of names, I have no idea who's in the game this year. And you know what? This is an opportunity for you to help educate me because
let me help you out, man. Let me help you out here. Zach LaVine, he won last year. He's with the Timberwolves. Will Barton, forward for the Denver Nuggets. Aaron Gordon, forward for the Orlando Magic. And Andre Drummond, the center for the Detroit Pistons.
Okay,
that's the slam dunk contest.
Wow, I'm getting excited about that already. Can't you tell? But also the three-point contest is great as Golden State is. I know. Tell me, Steph Curry is going to be in that.
Let me run that down. We got Steph Curry for the Warriors, Klay Thompson for the Warriors, J.J. Redick, Clippers, Chris Middleton, the Bucks, James Harden, the Rockets, Chris Bosh, Miami Heat, Kyle Lowry, the Toronto Raptors, and Devin Booker for the Phoenix Suns. So there you have it for the 3 points.
Well, thank God we got some names that we can recognize and identify with. Again, the three-point competition probably is going to be, well, not probably, it's definitely going to be more popular than the slam dunk competition. And again, you know, you have the skills challenge and all that stuff. Yeah. So, you know, there's a whole lot of other things. As you mentioned, all the parties, man. I guess all the entertainers that come into Toronto, from P. Diddy to Drake, they're going to have their own sets, their own parties, and just a weekend full of fun.
Well, you know, everybody, you know, my daughter especially, you know, Amber likes basketball, and she just cannot believe that Drake is not a performer at halftime, and he's from Toronto. And I said, I don't understand. I can't tell you, Amber. I can't give you Amber, but you know, it's a fan-friendly event, and we'll have to make an All-Star game one day. But I do see and know the international appeal. I do understand that piece about getting the international cities involved.
All right, we'll take a short break. Be right back.
A smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And for anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
Someone's sandbagging.
I'd be tired too. You paid my claim in 1 day when I got hurt.
1 day? Serious hustle.
Serious duck.
In just 1 day, we process, approve, and pay. 1 day pay, only from Aflac.
Truth be truth. The will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. We are broadcasting from the beautiful lobby of the Hilton Garden Inn, again, in Columbus, Georgia. And this is a place that we've been calling home for 10, 11 years.
I mean, quite some time, DJ, and one of the biggest things about it, it is studio friendly. It's been a nice place for us, and really for all our people and all our guests that we invite up to the Hilton Garden Inn. And everybody loves the Hilton Garden Inn. I mean, being secluded, the first-class service that you get while you're here, and those beds. Everybody talk about the beds, player.
706-660-1000. Call Amanda and let her know that Sports Vision sent you, and I'm sure she would definitely work something out, especially for you and your party. Family reunions, weddings, a beautiful place, beautiful gazebo, beautiful lake, just a beautiful scenic area for you to do a lot of different things other than dinners and other than getaways, because the rooms are fantastic.
Fantastic, DJ. Great place for a retreat. They got everything you need right here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and finish this up. Of course, I know that we talked about the regional tournament locally for the high school. That's the second season now. You know, you get to throw all the records out the window, and I know that the Columbus High School girls, the Carver High School girls are the top seeds in the region. Of course, it's for the boys. You know, you have LaGrange and Carver, and they're battling it out in Region 5A. And of course, when you talk about the Kendrick girls, they have to go down to Macon and play down there with, of course, in Region 3A. Right. But everybody's getting ready and preparing themselves this week for next week's state championship run.
That's right, DJ, and hopefully they are already DJ, because it's time to ball right now. And then, keep in mind, we got March Madness coming, but right now it's March Madness for the high school kids, from Kendrick to Northside to Columbus to Carver. These kids are getting ready to make a run in the state championship down in Macon, Georgia.
Absolutely, and again, when we talk about, some of the locals, colleges, CVCC, Coach Richard Mahone with the men's team over there, they've had a pretty good season. But Columbus State, Robert Moore with the men's team out at CSU, the Cougars, the Columbus State Cougars, man, just an outstanding job. They're leading, they're right on top of the conference, the Peach Belt Conference right now as far as the men are concerned, as well as the women. Coach Norwood has done a great job out there with the women as well. So hats off to CSU. Men and women's basketball teams.
Great combination out there. The men team's always consistent in wins, and also the girls, and hats off to Robert Moore.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you, keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.